I want you to imagine something for me. Picture yourself at 30 years old. Remember that feeling? You could bound up a flight of stairs without thinking. You could pick up your grandchild, carry groceries in one trip, even dance at a family wedding without your legs aching the next day. Now, if I told you that at 65, 70, or even 80 years old, you could get some of that strength and confidence back. Would you believe me? Well, today I'm Dr. Alex Mandell, and I'm going to show you something that most seniors never discover: 7 specific exercises that have genuinely transformed how my patients move, live, and feel about their bodies. And here's what surprised me most. These aren't complicated gym routines. Some take just a few minutes. But the results? They can be absolutely life-changing. So if you've noticed your legs feeling weaker, or you're worried about falling, or you just want to feel more independent again, stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be exactly what you've been looking for. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next senior health breakthrough. Let me start with something honest. I've been a physician for over 25 years, and one of the most heartbreaking patterns I've noticed is this. Seniors don't lose their strength because they want to. They lose it because they don't understand what's actually happening to their bodies. You see, after 60, your muscles naturally start to change. We call it sarcopenia, which is just a fancy way of saying your body starts losing muscle faster than it can rebuild it. But here's what most people don't know. This isn't inevitable. It's not a death sentence. It's actually something you can fight back against, and you can win. One of my patients, consider him as Robert, he was 68 when he came to see me. His daughter had brought him in because he'd had a fall in his kitchen. Nothing broken, thank God, but it scared his entire family. Robert told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Doc, I used to feel strong. Now I feel like my legs are betraying me." That's exactly how weak leg muscles make seniors feel betrayed. And his family? They were terrified. They were already talking about moving him to assisted living. Robert felt like his independence was slipping away day by day. But here's what happened next, and this is where the story gets interesting. If you know someone over 60 who's worried about their strength or balance, please share this with them. They need to see what's coming next. I told Robert something most doctors don't tell their patients. Your legs didn't just decide to quit. Your body is sending you a signal, and we can answer that signal. Within 3 weeks of starting specific leg strengthening exercises, not running marathons, not joining a gym, just 7 targeted movements done at home. 3 times a week, Robert came back and told me something remarkable. He said he could feel his strength returning. His confidence was coming back. His daughter noticed it too. She told me, "It's like we're getting my dad back." Now, I want to stop here and bust a myth that's been holding you back. Most seniors think that weak legs are just part of getting older. You hear it all the time. Well, that's just what happens when you turn 70. Wrong. Dead wrong. Weak legs are not a requirement of aging. They're a result of not using your muscles properly. And the beautiful part? Muscles listen at any age, even at 85, 90. Even beyond your muscles will respond to the right stimulus. Like this video if you've ever felt that fear of losing your independence. Let's build a community that's fighting back against weakness. Let me give you the science, but I'm going to keep it simple because you don't need a medical textbook. You need to understand what's really happening in your body. Your leg muscles are made up of something called muscle fibers. These fibers get stronger when they experience resistance when you ask them to work. After 60, we naturally lose about 1% of muscle mass per year. 1% might sound small, but over 10 years, that's 10% gone. Over 20 years, 20%. And when you lose that much strength, everything changes. Climbing stairs becomes scary. Picking up your grandchild becomes difficult. Even standing up from a chair, something you've done 10,000 times, starts to feel challenging. I remember speaking with a 72-year-old patient, consider her as Margaret. She came to me complaining that she'd stopped going to her book club because she was embarrassed about needing help getting into the car. She was cutting herself off from her social life because of weak legs. But what happened next surprised even me. After just 8 weeks of doing these 7 exercises, and I'm talking about maybe 15 minutes a day, 3 days a week, Margaret came into my office and her face just lit up. She told me, "Doc, I went to book club last week and I didn't need any help getting in the car. I did it myself." For Margaret, that was freedom. That was independence. That was her life coming back. And here's what her family noticed. She was walking more confidently. She was moving around her house differently. She had energy that they hadn't seen in years. Most importantly, she felt like herself again. Subscribe right now and hit that bell icon. We release senior health videos every week, and you won't want to miss the practical strategies that actually work. Okay, let's get to what you really came for. These 7 exercises, I'm going to walk you through each one, and I'm going to explain why it works and how to do it safely. The first exercise is called a bodyweight squat. Now, before you worry, listen, this isn't a gym squat where you're going down super low. This is a controlled, safe squat that activates all the major muscles in your legs. Here's how you do it. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Imagine you're sitting back into a chair, but that chair is getting closer and closer. Lower yourself down until your knees are bent at about 70 to 90 degrees. Don't go all the way down. Then push through your heels to stand back up. That's 1 rep. If you're new to this, do 10 reps. If you've been doing this for a while, do 15 to 20 reps. Do this 3 times a week. Why does this work? Because your quadriceps, that's the muscle on the front of your thigh, is the single most important muscle for maintaining independence. When your quads are strong, you can climb stairs without fear. You can get out of a chair without struggling. You can carry groceries without your legs shaking. The second exercise is called a step up. Find a sturdy step your front porch, a step stool, even a sturdy ottoman. Step up onto that surface with one leg, bring your other leg up, then step down. That's 1 rep. Do 12 reps on one leg, then 12 on the other leg. Do this 3 times a week. This exercise specifically targets your glutes, that's your buttock muscle, and your quadriceps. Why does that matter? Because strong glutes help you maintain balance. Strong glutes help you walk without that shuffling gait that I see so many seniors develop. Strong glutes literally help you live independently longer. If this is helpful so far, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know you're finding this valuable, and I'll keep bringing you these detailed evidence-based strategies now. Here's where things get interesting. I had a patient, consider him as David, a 76-year-old, who told me his biggest fear was falling. He said, "Doc, I see people at my age who fall and they never fully recover. I don't want to be that guy." The truth is, David was right to be concerned, but his fear was actually holding him back from doing the exact thing that would protect him, building leg strength and balance. I introduced David to exercise number 3, which is called a lateral walk. Here's how you do it. Stand with your feet hip width apart. You can hold onto a chair for balance if you need to. Take a step to the side with your right leg. Bring your left leg to meet it. Step to the right again. That's 3 steps to the right. Now reverse it. 3 steps to the left. That's 1 set. Do 3 sets 3 times a week. This exercise targets your hip abductors, the muscles on the outside of your hips. Why is this so important? Because these muscles are crucial for stability. When they're weak, you shuffle. You feel unsteady. You're actually at higher risk of falling. When they're strong, you walk with confidence. You feel stable. You feel like yourself. David did this exercise consistently for 4 weeks. You know what he told me when he came back? He said, "Doc, I feel more stable in my kitchen. I feel more confident walking around. That fear is actually going away." And his family noticed it too. His kids said he seemed to be moving with more confidence. Exercise number 4 is called a glute bridge. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Then push your hips up toward the ceiling until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Hold for a second, lower back down, that's 1 rep. Do 12 to 15 reps 3 times a week. This exercise directly targets your glutes and your lower back muscles. Here's why that matters. Your glutes are like the engine of your body. When they're strong, everything works better. Your posture improves. Your balance improves. Your ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands improves. Most seniors never do this exercise and they wonder why their strength disappears. It's because their glutes have gone to sleep. Drop a comment below and tell me what's been your biggest fear about losing strength. Let's talk about this as a community. I want to pause here and tell you something important. There's a patient I see regularly. Consider her as Susan. She's 79 and she told me something that broke my heart. She said, "Doc, I had to stop driving because I'm not confident in my leg strength anymore." What if my legs don't respond fast enough in an emergency? Susan was experiencing what I call confidence erosion when weak legs start affecting your life decisions. But here's what happened when Susan started these exercises before I tell you. Let me introduce exercise number 5, the standing calf raise. Stand behind a chair or counter. Hold on lightly for balance. Rise up onto your toes. Hold for a second. Lower back down. That's 1 rep. Do 15 reps 3 times a week. Your calf muscles are absolutely crucial because they help you maintain balance when you're standing. They also help you walk efficiently. When calves are weak, you start taking shorter steps. You shuffle. You increase your fall risk. Strong calves, you walk naturally. You walk safely. You move the way you did when you were younger. Now back to Susan. After 6 weeks of these exercises, including the calf raises, Susan came in and told me something incredible. She said, "Doc, I drove my grandchildren to the park yesterday. I felt confident. I felt in control." For Susan, that was a huge psychological shift. She wasn't just getting physically stronger. She was getting her confidence back. She was getting her independence back. Exercise number 6 is called a single leg stand. Hold on to a chair or counter. Lift one leg off the ground and hold for 20 to 30 seconds. That's 1 rep. Do 3 reps on each leg 3 times a week. If this is too challenging, you can do half the time, just 10 or 15 seconds. That's fine. Work up from there. This exercise is incredibly important because it targets your balance and it strengthens the stabilizer muscles in your standing leg. Falls in seniors usually happen because of balance issues. And balance issues happen because we never practice standing on one leg. You're basically asking your body to remember something it hasn't done in years. But here's a warning sign to watch for. If you're doing a single leg stand and you feel dizzy or unstable, stop immediately. Hold on to something solid. This is your body telling you that your balance needs work, which means this exercise is exactly what you need, but you should do modified versions. Maybe hold on with both hands instead of one. Maybe do shorter holds. Progress slowly. Safety first. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're building a community of seniors who refuse to let weakness slow them down. We're almost there. The 7th and final exercise is one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why in a second. But first, let me tell you about a patient. Consider her as Eleanor. She's 82 years old, and when she came to see me, she told me her biggest frustration was that she couldn't help out in her garden anymore. She couldn't carry bags of soil. She couldn't kneel down to pull weeds. She said, "Doc, I feel useless. I can't contribute to my family the way I want to." Eleanor's story matters because it shows how leg weakness affects not just physical ability, but emotional well-being. It affects your sense of purpose. Exercise number 7 is called a leg extension. You can do this sitting in a chair. Sit up straight. Extend one leg out in front of you, straightening your knee. Hold for a second. Lower it back down. That's 1 rep. Do 12 to 15 reps on each leg 3 times a week. This exercise specifically isolates your quadriceps muscle. It's like a precision laser beam for building quad strength. And here's what happened with Eleanor. Within 3 weeks of doing these 7 exercises, including this one, Eleanor told me something that made me smile. She said, "I helped my daughter plant flowers last weekend. I actually kneeled down in the garden. I didn't think I could do that anymore." Eleanor hadn't just gotten stronger physically. She'd gotten her purpose back. She felt valuable again. So here's your complete routine. Do all 7 exercises 3 times a week. You can do them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The key is consistency. You're looking at about 15 to 20 minutes per session. That's it. A few minutes 3 times a week, and you're sending a powerful signal to your entire body. I'm not accepting weakness. I'm taking my strength back. If you're ready to get stronger, like this video right now. Share this with someone who needs to see it. Let's get strong together. I want to take a step back here and talk about something deeper. Because yes, these exercises are going to make your legs stronger. But what I've learned over 25 years of practicing medicine is that physical strength is connected to emotional strength. It's connected to your sense of independence. It's connected to your dignity. I had a patient, consider him as Thomas. He was 71 and he came to see me because his wife was concerned. She said he's becoming withdrawn. He's depressed. He doesn't want to do anything. When I talked to Thomas privately, he broke down. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm becoming a burden. My legs are weak. I'm afraid of falling. My kids are already talking about what happens if I fall. I don't want to live like this." Thomas's story is one I've heard too many times. Weak legs lead to fear. Fear leads to isolation. Isolation leads to depression. It's a cascade, and it spirals downward fast. But here's what also can happen. Strength leads to confidence. Confidence leads to engagement. Engagement leads to happiness. I worked with Thomas to start these 7 exercises. He was honest with me. He said, "I'm not going to run a marathon, Doc." And I told him, "Thomas, we're not trying to turn you into an athlete. We're trying to give you your life back." After 2 months of consistent work, Thomas came in and his entire energy was different. He told me his kids had noticed he was walking with more confidence. His wife said he seemed happier. And most importantly, Thomas said, "I'm not depressed anymore. I feel like myself." That's what leg strength really means. It's not about vanity. It's not about looking good. It's about independence. It's about dignity. It's about being able to pick up your grandchild without fear. It's about going out to dinner and not worrying about how you're going to get up from the table. It's about living. Leave a comment and tell me, what do you want to be able to do again? Let's inspire each other. And please subscribe if you haven't. This community is growing and we need you in it. Now, I want to give you some very practical advice on how to actually start these exercises, because knowing about them isn't the same as doing them. And I've learned that motivation without a plan is just daydreaming. First, start slowly. If you haven't exercised in a while, your body needs time to adjust. Don't try to do all 7 exercises with full reps from day 1. Instead, do this week 1. Do each exercise with just 5 to 8 reps. Get your body used to the movement. Focus on form, not quantity. By week 3, you can increase to 12 to 15 reps. This slow progression is actually what your muscles need to build strength safely. Second, listen to your body. There's a difference between muscle discomfort and pain. Muscle discomfort, that's slight burn, or fatigue, that's a good sign. That means you're working your muscles. But sharp pain, knee pain, that's your body saying stop. If you experience pain, stop the exercise immediately and consult with your doctor. Third, consistency beats intensity. 3 times a week, every single week, is going to give you better results than one intense workout and then nothing for 2 weeks. Your muscles adapt to consistent stimulus. So commit to 3 20-minute sessions per week. Put them on your calendar. Treat them like a doctor's appointment that you can't miss. Fourth, progression is your friend. After 4 weeks of doing these exercises, your body adapts, your muscles get stronger. When that happens, you need to challenge them more. You can do this by adding more reps, or by increasing the number of sets, or by slowing down the movement. For example, instead of doing a bodyweight squat in 2 seconds, do it in 4 seconds, lower yourself down slowly. Fifth, before you start, see your doctor. If you have any existing conditions, joint problems, back pain, heart issues, talk to your healthcare provider first. These exercises are generally very safe, but your doctor knows your medical history. Get their approval. Subscribe right now. We're posting new senior health strategies every single week, and the next one might be exactly what you need. Let me tell you what you can realistically expect when you start doing these exercises. This is important because motivation comes from seeing results, and I want you to have realistic expectations. Week 1, 2, you're going to feel some muscle soreness. This is completely normal. It's called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. It's actually a sign that you've stimulated your muscles to grow. This soreness will fade after a few days. By week 2, you'll start to notice the exercises feel a little easier. Your body is already adapting. Week 3, 4, this is where emotions kick in. You'll start to notice that everyday tasks feel easier. Standing up from a chair, easier. Climbing stairs, easier. Walking for longer distances without fatigue, easier. You might notice your posture is better. You might notice your clothes fit a little differently. People around you might start noticing too. They might comment that you seem to have more energy. Week 5, 8, now we're talking about real transformation. One of my patients, consider her as Patricia, she told me that at the 8-week mark, she realized she'd gone up a full flight of stairs without stopping to catch her breath. Another patient, consider him as George, said that his children had commented that he seemed like his old self. By week 8, you're not just stronger, you're also noticing psychological changes. You're more confident. You're engaging in activities you'd stop doing. You're feeling more like yourself. Month 3 and beyond, this is where the magic really happens. You've built genuine muscle strength. Your independence has improved significantly. Your balance is better. Your risk of falling has decreased dramatically. But more than that, your sense of self has changed. You feel capable again. You feel strong. You feel like you have a future that's full of possibility, not limitation. What I'm describing isn't theoretical. This is what I've seen happen in my practice over and over again. Senior after senior takes back their strength, their independence, and their confidence. Like and share this video. Tell me in the comments what you're most excited to be able to do again. And subscribe. The next video might be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. I've seen many well-intentioned seniors start an exercise program and give up because they made preventable mistakes. Let me save you from those pitfalls. Mistake number 1, going too hard too fast. I had a patient, consider him as Frank, who was so motivated that he decided to do all 7 exercises twice a day for the first week. By day 3, he was so sore he couldn't get out of bed. He called me convinced that he'd hurt himself. He hadn't, it was just extreme soreness. But it discouraged him and he almost quit. Don't be Frank. Start slow. Give your body time to adapt. Mistake number 2, inconsistency. You can't do these exercises for 2 weeks, take a month off, and expect results. Your muscles lose strength much faster than they build it. If you take time off, you lose the progress you've made. Commit to consistency 3 times a week, every week. Make it non-negotiable. Mistake number 3, ignoring pain. One patient told me she continued doing an exercise even though her knee hurt because she thought she should push through. That's wrong. Sharp pain is your body's alarm system. Listen to it. If something hurts, stop. See your doctor if it doesn't go away. Mistake number 4, not progressing. After 6 weeks of doing the same thing, your muscles adapt. You stop making progress. Every 4 to 6 weeks, challenge yourself a bit more. More reps, more sets, slower movement. Keep that stimulus fresh. Mistake number 5, doing it alone. This might seem small, but having someone, a friend, a family member, even a trainer helping you stay accountable makes a huge difference. When someone is counting on you, you show up, you follow through. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Don't miss the next senior health breakthrough. I want to leave you with something that I hope stays with you long after this video is finished. When I started this video, I asked you to remember what it felt like to be 30 years old. Strong, capable, independent. Here's what I've learned. You might be 65, 70, 80, or beyond, but that strength, it's still in you. It hasn't gone away. It's just dormant. It's sleeping. These 7 exercises, they're waking it back up. I think about all the patients I've worked with over the years. Robert, who felt like his legs were betraying him. Now he's confident again. Margaret, who withdrew from her book club. Now she's active and engaged. David, who was terrified of falling. Now he walks with confidence. Eleanor, who felt useless. Now she's contributing to her family. Susan, who stopped driving. Now she's back behind the wheel. Thomas, who was depressed. Now he's engaged with life. They all did the same thing. They committed to these 7 exercises 3 times a week, and they took their lives back. Your independence matters. Your strength matters. Your ability to live without fear matters. Your dignity matters. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel capable. You deserve to feel like yourself. I'm Dr. Alex Mandell, and I'm telling you, it's not too late. It's never too late. Start today. Start with just 1 exercise if you need to, but start, because 3 months from now, you could be a completely different version of yourself. Stronger, more confident, more independent, more like the person you know you are. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, please share this with someone who needs it, and most importantly, please start. I'm rooting for you.